But the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the Progressive Transport Owners Association, Daniel Boylabi, has condemned the recent demonstration by floating taxi drivers in the capital. We're following up on that story, and joining us in the studios to tell us more about whether this demonstration is legal and what has happened after the whole demonstration is Mary Ohinewafo, who is the counsel for the taxi drivers. Good afternoon to you, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you
now,
very
we first of all want to establish if the demonstration is indeed legal.
We have even passed the stage of demonstrating on the streets. Now we have filed, last week Thursday, we filed a suit against the AMA, the Attorney General, the Minister for Transport and the Ministry itself, and then the AMA, the whole office, and then the IGP, because whatever is happening is that the AMA, through the Ghana Police Service, is enforcing a law which is so unconstitutional, which is illegal, which is barbaric on the vulnerable, helpless taxi drivers. They are asking them to re-register their vehicle license, to pay dues, to join union. Meanwhile, the supreme law of the land, the 1992 Constitution, which is the supreme law, is inconsistent with the provisions of the LI and whatever, the directives of the AMA. This morning, I heard the AMA on some media network still justifying this act. Even as we are talking right now, there are names coming that we went with the 10,000 people. Now we may have about 65,000 taxi drivers suing the AMA.
Now, what are the concerns of these taxi
because
drivers?
The AMA is asking them to conform to the bylaw. The bylaw is asking that, as I've said, to already. They are already paying enforcement, insurance, income tax, a lot of things. Now you want to enforce another inferior law. If a law by the Supreme, Article 1, 2 of the Constitution says that if any law is inconsistent with the Constitution, that law, to that extent of the inconsistency, is void, null, and of no legal effect. And it is inconsistent on grounds of human rights. Okay. It is violating their human rights. You can't force somebody to join a union by imposing taxes on the person, additional taxes. You can't force somebody to join a union or conform to a bylaw which is already in contravention with the supreme law of the land by arresting them amidst brutalities and all that is happening. And you come on and you justify it. When you read Article 50 of the 1992 Constitution, it says that the dignity of the human life should be inviolable. And when you read Article 21 of the Constitution, it talks about the general fundamental human rights. Why must you force somebody to join a union? I can decide to be a member of the Ghana Bar
Association. From the AMA, we've also had some unions condemning this demonstration and this whole
that it is
unjustified.
That the AMA is rather right in.
Definitely.
The AMA may be right. If you want to enforce a bylaw, you should have the proper avenue. If that law is already in contravention with the, we are talking about law. We are talking about legalities, and we are not just like myself. Before I do human rights, the issue must be a gross human right violation. Otherwise, I will not have the time to do it. But right now, we are talking about already there are
so
increments of
the way forward now. Now that
the way forward, we have gone to court. We have filed the rate. Per the rules of court, we have is about 7 days for them to enter appearance. But even that, before they enter appearance, we are maybe by tomorrow morning. He may have filed a notice of amendment to amend it, because we are having about over 50,000 people coming to join the suits. So the AMA again cannot tell the taxi that you can't move from Achimota to Nsawam. You can't tell them to have a particular.
So it means the AMA has 7 days.
Yeah, they are trying to restrict their movement. You can't. Freedom of movement is contained in Article 21 and all that. So the AMA boss, wherever he is, I am putting it to him that he should withdraw that directive.
I'm sure he has heard you, and
this morning he was even justifying it. And also the government
get a reaction
and all
to that also
the
from
government
the AMA
must
boss.
come in this matter. We are talking about the vulnerable, the suffering masses, the voiceless. And that is why we are pursuing this action. Either they withdraw it, then we just move on with our life.
Mary Ohinewafo, counsel for the taxi drivers, and we would also pick the reaction from the AMA. That would do for this aspect of the bulletin.